What do you mean you're charging me back? All I did was paint that fire buzzer on the ceiling to match my decorating. Have you ever been in a position to ask that question? It can be expensive. Hi, I'm Murray Johnson, and if you've been following our video series, welcome back. And if you're a first-time viewer, this is a video interview series designed to be everything condominium. Now, this fire code issue, it can be expensive and it can be hard to understand. Today, I'm joined by Michele Farley. Michele, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
And you're with FCS, or Fire Consulting Services, so you're just the person we need to talk to. Michele, what's the big deal? I mean, I paint over this buzzer or this smoke detector, whatever it is, or I move it. I mean, I did it with an electrician. What's the big deal? Why is it so expensive?
You can't tamper or alter any life safety device within your suite, whether they're hardwired in, whether they're connected to the fire alarm, or even if they're battery operated. They're strategically placed to work at their optimum performance. If you alter them and they are connected, the fire alarm system could go off, you could have a trouble or an alarm. If you paint over them, they may not initiate on time, they may not be loud enough or sound properly. Regardless, they're there to alert you to an emergency, and they're there for early warning and are to protect your life. When the annual test comes up, they'll be noted as a deficiency and they'll have to be repaired at your cost.
So this is measured against fire code?
Yes.
Okay, so it's not even up to the condo board or to the manager, it's just compliance with some sort of legislation or regulation.
Absolutely.
Well, okay, so that's important to note. So we're not just picking on the unit owners, we're
No.
complying. All right. Now, you know, when we talk about these systems and the alarm goes off, by the way, it never goes off 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, right?
2 a.m. every
That's
time.
right. And there's this, we hear it all the time, there's this PA system, because they do make announcements. But why can't they make them more frequently, or if we're announcing that the party started downstairs, can't we use it for that kind of stuff? It's a great communication tool.
It is, but it's called an emergency voice communication system. And that emergency system starts after 1 minute of the fire alarm going off. There's no way that the staff in the building can possibly know whether there's smoke and flames throughout the building, where we're having an issue with problems where you may not be able to use stairwells. So all you're going to hear is very general announcements at the beginning. And when the fire department gets there, they're there to put out the fire. So they may not change or alter any of the announcements in the beginning. You should keep listening in case they're changed or altered, but you have to simply respond as you would. Make sure you're safe. If you're not, call 911 and let them know your situation. You can only use that system for emergency voice. Firstly, it's privacy. You don't want to be hearing all those announcements on a regular basis. And second, you want to be ensured that everyone knows when you hear those voice announcements, there is some sort of an emergency within the building.
Wow, okay, so you just can't use it any time. Does the fire department dictate when it's to be used or what's to be said?
Not always. Some have automated voice systems that will automatically come on at 1 minute. Otherwise, the fire safety plan tells your security or your staff what announcements to make and continue to make throughout a fire emergency. They may later ask for changes to be made to the announcement if they have information to share with the public or the people within the building.
Okay, so it's never a convenient time, but these things are all there for a specific reason.
Absolutely.
But back to the cost, you know, a few pull stations, some smoke detectors, I mean, those annoying sirens. Why is this thing so expensive?
Well, you generally see the devices in your suites, in your hallways, which is great, but they're also connected to heat detectors and garbage chutes and electrical closets and service rooms, all kinds of areas that you don't see. The fire alarm is often connected to the sprinkler system, where sprinkler coverage is in garages, underground garages, basements, lots of locations in the building you don't even see. They're connected to big systems, and they all have to be tested to the codes and standards. Add to that the devices in your suites, re-racking every fire hose, checking every fire extinguisher. It's a lot of equipment. It has to be done by professionals, similar to your plumbers and electricians. It has to follow codes and standards. It all takes a lot of time, and that costs money.
All right, so sometimes there's nothing more expensive, they say. The only thing more expensive than a professional is an amateur. Yeah. Michele, that's pretty complex system. So thanks for coming today and sharing that with us. We really appreciate that. So the next time you're faced with a fire alarm going off and you're wondering why they don't give you more information, hopefully Michelle's been able to enlighten you a little bit and you'll understand it a little better. Until next time, I'm Murray Johnson, and this has been your Condo Connection.